also sees Central Asia and Iran as potential consumer markets for Indian products as well as its human capital and manpower. Currently, we have extensive linkages with the Gulf for our commodity exports, for manpower exports, but our interaction with Central Asia in these fields are almost negligible. Militarily and strategically, Central Asia and Iran are an important area for Indian presence, at least in part to deny Pakistan the strategic depth that it has always wanted. Now, India needs Iran to achieve its varied objectives in the region. And Iran, for its part, sees a tremendous complementarity of interest with India. Both states seek to undermine the unipolarity which we have been experiencing post the collapse of the Soviet Union, comfortable with the role that the US has played and continues to play in West Asia or Middle East, despite the fact that both states have very different relationships with the United States. Iran and Iran will require massive infrastructure investment to extract maximum benefits from this corridor, and India is lined up to provide cost-effective intellectual and material assistance in the development. Pakistan and the Afghanistan factor, India is also concerned about China's rising influence in the region. And this concern has propelled India to develop the Chabahar port, about which there was a discussion in the beginning. There is no doubt the possibility of strategic encirclement by China through its efforts to develop a series of strategically located ports in India's neighborhood, Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Bangladesh. There is a worry that these trade-oriented ports, funded or developed by China, could be in future be converted into permanent naval bases. Pakistan's decision to hand over the operation of the Gwadar port to China in February 2013 propelled India to come up with the proposal to develop the Chabahar port in Iran as a counter to the Gwadar port. Recent moves by Pakistan and China to develop a transit corridor from Kashgar in China's Xinjiang province to Gwadar add to these apprehensions. This transit corridor will improve Pakistan's connectivity with China and Central Asia and also provide another outlet to sea for the landlocked Central Asian countries via Pakistan, bypassing both Afghanistan and Iran and thereby enhancing the transit potential of Pakistan. The Gwadar port thus poses a serious security as well as commercial challenge as far as India's interests are concerned. But despite the fact that China has been active in the region, we have also to take into account Iran's interest in China's involvement. China and Iran share strong strategic, political and economic relations. Thus, China's interest in Chabahar should not be seen exclusively in the context of any China-India rivalry. China views stronger ties with Iran as an important measure to balance the American influence in the Persian Gulf and a regular source of energy important to its fuel economic development. China is also Iran's largest trading partner, and it has major investment in Iran's energy as well as non-energy sectors. China has signed agreements to develop Iran's Yadavaran oil field, Phase 11 of the South Pars gas field and Masjid-e-Suleiman oil project, and the North and South Azadegan oil fields. It has also invested considerably in the development of Iran's infrastructure, particularly railroads, dams, and the metro system in Tehran and Mashhad. The deteriorating security environment in Central Asian countries could possibly derail the completion of the physical infrastructure required to connect India with Central Asia via Chabahar and Afghanistan. Despite these obstacles, the development of Chabahar port continues apace, and India has in recent years speeded up the development of the Chabahar port as fast as possible. For India, Iran's strategic location makes it a viable transit point to Afghanistan and Central Asia, as it is at the crossroad of some important international transportation corridors such as the North-South Corridor, the East-West Corridor, Old Silk Route, the Europe-Caucasus Asia Traffic Program, and Asia Land Transportation Infrastructure Development Program. Both countries have been working on a priority basis to complete this project in order to realize Iran's transit potential. Now, coming to the last part of my presentation, the ambitious trade route requires building road and rail links and developing intermediate ports along the way with streamlined customs and other procedures to make it economically viable and efficient. It will reduce the length of the cargo transport distance from Indian Ocean region to northern and eastern Europe by 2/3 as compared to the traditional route through the Suez Canal and the Mediterranean Sea. The optimal potential of the North-South corridor is yet to be realized, as the project of this magnitude requires large investment and years of sustained effort to make it efficient in the long run. The coronavirus period, that 3 years that we lost during the coronavirus, that has somehow disturbed the deadline as far as these projects are concerned. With Chabahar open to Indian goods, India would be in a position to sidestep Pakistan's dominance of mainland trade routes to the Afghan territory. New Delhi's expansion of trade into Afghanistan is part of a trilateral agreement signed by Iran, India and Afghanistan in 2003. This agreement and the North-South Corridor Initiative have become key milestones in promoting India's trade with Iran, Central Asia and Afghanistan. With these few words, I would like to now end my session. We would have a discussion after that if there are any